We look at the red planet, and we see a lifeboat. We see a plan B, a second chance for humanity. We convince ourselves that if Earth burns, we can simply pack our bags and move next door. We dream of terraforming. We dream of green valleys and glass cities under the alien sky. But the universe is not interested in our dreams. Strip away the science fiction and what remains a frozen desert, a world where the average temperature is 60 degrees below zero, a place where the air is thin enough to boil your blood, and the soil is toxic enough to poison your crops. Mars is not a new beginning. Mars is a graveyard. It wasn't always this way. 4 billion years ago, Mars and Earth were siblings. They were born from the same dust. They grew up in the same neighborhood. There was a time when the red planet was blue. We see the evidence carved into the rock. Vast river deltas, deep canyons cut by rushing water, ancient shorelines of lost oceans. Mars had clouds. It had rain. It had a thick atmosphere. It had all the ingredients for life. It was a world alive. But while Earth flourished, Mars died. It is a fossil, a planetary corpse that has been preserving the moment of its death for eons. So, who killed Mars? The killer was not an asteroid. It was not an alien invasion. The killer was time and silence. To understand the death of a planet, you must look deep inside it. Deep beneath our feet, Earth has a spinning heart of molten metal. This dynamo creates a magnetic field, an invisible shield that protects us from the sun. Mars once had this heartbeat too. But Mars is smaller. It had less heat to give, billions of years ago. The heart of Mars stopped beating. The core solidified. The dynamo seized up, and in that moment, the shield vanished. The planet was left naked and defenseless against the dark. With the shield gone, the sun became the executioner. We think of the sun as the giver of life. But it is also a nuclear cannon constantly firing a stream of charged particles known as the solar wind. On Earth, our magnetic field deflects these bullets. We see them as the northern lights. But on Mars, there was no deflection. The solar wind slammed into the atmosphere. It grabbed the molecules of air and water and ripped them away. It was a slow, agonizing suffocation. Over millions of years, the thick blanket of air was stripped thin. The pressure dropped. The oceans boiled off into the vacuum. The water didn't just disappear. It was stolen by the stars. And what was left behind? We look at movies like The Martian. We see astronauts scooping up the red dirt, growing potatoes, living off the land. That is a lie. The soil of Mars is not soil. It is regolith. And it is not just dry, it is poison. It is saturated with chemicals called perchlorates, toxic salts. On Earth, we use them for rocket fuel and bleach. On Mars, they are everywhere. If you were to breathe in the dust, it would destroy your thyroid. If you touched the soil, it would burn your skin. To farm there, you would have to wash every inch of dirt for decades. This is not a garden waiting to bloom. It is a toxic wasteland waiting to kill. But the soil is the least of your worries. Look up. Without a thick atmosphere or a magnetic field, the sky is open to the cosmos. And the cosmos is radioactive. Galactic cosmic rays, high-energy particles from exploding stars rain down on the surface constantly. Living on Mars isn't about looking at the view. If you lived in those glass domes from the science fiction art, the radiation would shred your DNA. So the first colonists won't be explorers standing on mountain peaks. They will be refugees hiding in caves. We will live in ancient lava tubes, deep underground, like mole rats, hiding from the very sky we traveled so far to reach. The dream of Mars is a city of glass. The reality is a bunker in the dark. For now, the only inhabitants of this rusted world are machines. Curiosity, perseverance, opportunity. They are the most advanced explorers we have ever built. But they are also the loneliest things in the universe. They wander the planetary crime scene, drilling into the rocks, looking for ghosts. looking for proof that anything lived here before the end. There is a story that the Curiosity rover hummed Happy Birthday to itself, all alone in the dark. A song for no one, vibrating in thin air. They are the metal monks of a silent monastery. So why not fix it? Why not terraform the planet? We are told we can melt the poles, we can nuke the sky, we can bring the oceans back. This is arrogance masquerading as science. To terraform Mars would require more energy than humanity has produced in its entire history. And even if we did, even if we melted every ounce of ice, remember the magnetic field. It is still gone. Mars is a bucket with a hole in the bottom. If we poured an atmosphere into it, the sun would just blow it away again. It might take 1,000,000 years or 10 million, but entropy always wins. We cannot resurrect the dead, but in that silence, there is a haunting beauty. On Earth, our sunsets are red. On Mars, the sunset is blue. The dust in the atmosphere scatters the red light, letting only the blue penetrate near the sun. It is a reversal of everything we know. It is a reminder that we do not belong here. This light was not meant for our eyes. It is the cold, indifferent beauty of a tomb. When you look at Mars, do not see a backup plan. Do not see a colony. See a mirror. Mars shows us what happens when a planet loses its balance. It shows us how fragile a biosphere really is. Searching for salvation in the red dust is a distraction. We are already on the perfect spaceship. It has a magnetic shield. It has thick air. It has oceans that breathe. Mars is not Plan B, because there is no Plan B.